Let's jump into the Thursday night football game. We got the Colts going to Denver to the Mile High to take on the Broncos. The Broncos are 3-point favorites. The total's around 43, 3.5-point favorites, actually. The total's around 43. What do you reckon, captain spot?
So I hate to do this, but I love Cortland Sutton here. I think we're on the same page with this guy, but this is sort of a brutal slate because no Javonte, potentially no Jonathan Taylor. So I think we got to go with either Michael Pittman or Cortland Sutton here. I just don't know how you don't go with Sutton. He's inside my top 10 this week at receiver. He's running route on nearly 100% of Russell Wilson's dropbacks, and he's seen a 27% target rate per route run over the last 3 weeks. So he is like the ultimate sort of captain play here. I don't care if he's chalky. We can get crazy with our dart throws in the flex slot. I just think you have to go Sutton here in the captain slot.
Yeah, he's the best play by far. I think, Michael Pittman comes to mind, but he's cheaper than Pittman, and he's averaging 86 yards per game to Pittman's 74. So, and the Broncos are at home and have a higher touchdown projection. So love some Sutton in the captain spot as the top option, especially with this, like you said, the running backs. There's a lot of question marks here. Before we get to dart throws, just real quick, like, what are your thoughts on how this Broncos backfield is going to shake out with, Melvin Gordon potentially being in the doghouse? You got Mike Boone there, and then they also just signed with Latavius Murray. We don't know if he's going to be active or not yet.
That's a great question. I mean, it's a mystery. And to be fair, heading into the season, Melvin Gordon was one of 4 running backs I gave an A grade to with my running back upside chart. And that was because he was going to provide, RB3 flex value even when Javonte was healthy. That was the case. And then he had high-end RB2 upside if Javonte were ever to miss time. And unfortunately, right now, we have no clue because he's certainly in the doghouse. What is it, 4 fumbles now?
Yep.
On the season. So who knows if that's actually going to impact his playing time? I'm guessing it will. It might not, but I think obviously he has the most built-in upside. But, Mike Boone's there. Look like he'll take over sort of the pass catching role, which is pretty valuable right now. It seems like Russell Wilson loves to dump it off to his running backs all of a sudden. So right now I have both as like my RB34 and sort of wait and see mode. I don't know if Latavius Murray is going to have much role this week. It's a short week. He just played for the Saints last week. And this is a matchup against the Colts, one of the top run defenses. So I'm kind of down on all of them right now until we can see more. But long term, I'm still kind of leaning on Gordon here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be probably, I don't know. It's because it's tough because you would think he would be the most likely guy. I mean, the offense, Hackett didn't really give him an endorsement, but the offensive coordinator, Justin Otten, did say that, like, okay, Gordon's going to carry the load and then we'll mix Mike Boone in. So that does make it kind of seem like, it's going to go back to normal. But Gordon's also on the injury report with a neck injury. It is a lot of things going on. I would guess that it's some form of him and Mike Boone getting, most of the workload, but I think it might be a little closer to 50-50 than some people think. Because Boone did kind of double him up in snaps last week, and who knows where Gordon's head is at, and who knows they might, Gordon did have a goal line fumble. What was it, week 1? So, who knows what they do at the goal line if they get down there. So really not a guy I want too much of, because I think I'm going to be lower than consensus on him. I mean, he's like people are ranking him like RB20, and I'm just nowhere near there. So probably going to be a fade for me. All right. What about dart throws for this matchup?
Yeah, so on the Colts side, I think Ashton Doolin, got to go with him. He's obviously taking a back seat with Pierce back. He only runs around on about 25% of Ryan's dropbacks when everyone's healthy, but he's the best bet for, downfield catch for a touchdown. He's sort of the deep threat in case Matt Ryan ever wants to throw a downfield target. So he's a potential slate breaker. And then really any Colts tight end, a couple weeks ago, it was Jelani Woods with 2 touchdowns. Last week it was Molly Cox. I wonder if Kylan Granson's going to get any love. Is he running the second most routes of the tight end group? Yep. But obviously he's going to be overlooked, so he's a sneaky dart throw. But honestly, any of these Colts tight ends, if you want to take a stab or a swing at any of them, they certainly have touchdown upside. And then on the Broncos side, I'm trying to figure who the number 3 receiver is. For some reason, Kendall Hinton is. I don't know if this is like they're rewarding him for having to start that COVID game a couple years ago or something. I don't know what's going on. But he ran 68% of the routes last week. Not seeing many targets, but he is sort of the downfield threat. He has an ADOT of 18.6 on the season. I can't imagine they don't let KJ Hamler, overtake him. Maybe as soon as this week. Hamler had that long grab last week. He's been kind of banged up. So certainly I think having some shares of Hamler makes sense on a 1-game slate. And then Eric Sauber at tight end, I guess. He's apparently the tight end now. He ran around 87% of Russell Wilson's dropbacks last week. And they give him like one deep shot a game. He has an ADOT of 17.2 on the season. It's been pretty consistent week to week. So while he hasn't shown up in the box score much at all this year, he's definitely a sneaky 1-game slate kind of guy.
Yeah, I like to call on all the Colts tight ends. I mean, it seems like they're kind of shifting their offense to be more tight end heavy. But Saubert, I mean, for the Broncos, he ran around at 82% of the dropbacks, and he's one of the cheaper guys on the slate. So I love him as well. Some other guys to throw out there, I think Harris Campbell, he's 3,600 on DraftKings. He ran a route over 80% of the dropbacks. He's been doing that every week. So he just hasn't really been showing up in the box score, but that's a good amount of routes for that price. And then if you're going like super bargain bin, if Taylor doesn't play, they're talking about bringing Lindsey up, and Lindsey would probably be the number 1 back, because you're not going to make Hines the number 1 back. And I doubt Deion Jackson, they usually keep him on special teams. So there's a chance if Taylor misses and Lindsey is called up from the practice squad, he could be the number 1 back. He probably won't catch passes, but he could see double-digit carries, so like him. And then one other guy I mentioned is Mike Strawn. He saw a season high in routes for games with Pittman active at 17%. Not much last week, but they also just waived Desmond Patman. So Strawn is definitely guaranteed to be active and be that number 5 receiver. And they haven't really been getting a lot of production out of that receiving corps. So he's a guy, he doesn't really play special teams at all. So he's a guy that if he's there to catch the ball. And he did have a couple grabs in week 1, 2 for 36. And he's averaging a little over 20. He's averaging, over 20 yards per catch on the season. So he's a guy you could see get a big play. So $200 on DK, a true dart throw.
Yeah. If you've ever played preseason DFS, he's like a preseason DFS kind of guy.
Yeah.
He does good whenever he has playing time. So yeah, I love on a slate like this.
Yeah.
If there ever a time to take Strawn, this would be it.
All right, let's jump to the main slate.
What? Any fullbacks?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about Andrew Beck.
Hell?
Andrew Beck, baby.
Yeah, I'll let you call him again. I shot it down last time. Not gonna do it this time.
No, I mean, listen, man. We've been talking about this all year. We're always seeing fullbacks kind of on these primetime slates. Coaches seem to love drawing up plays for them. He's averaging a target on 23% of his routes this year, so he's not going to run many routes per game, but he will usually get you around 10% or so. So, a couple, 2, 3, 4 routes in a game, but he could see a target. It could be by the end zone. He's another one of those guys that just could break the slate if he happens to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
And he also has a carry this year, so
for -1 yard, gotta love it. But that's the life of a fullback.
Yeah. So there's quite a few ways where you could potentially break the slate.